Charitable listening is an act of generosity, a sign of respect.
Just listen.
When we listen actively, we surrender our own assumptions and notions to make space for the ideas of another. In times of turmoil,
just listen.
Listening is the only way forward. Thank you for listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580.
Listen.
Like, oh my God, let's get them all. And like, I went to hot dog and a stick this weekend. Like, oh, I got a lemonade. It's so cool.
Hey, you saw the movie Valley Girl, didn't you?
Oh my goodness. Two Valley girls, a Valley girl and a Valley guy in the studio with me.
No, I'm from South LA.
I was there.
Yeah, South LA. Went to Crenshaw High School.
Oh, my bad. I forgot.
But I went to Canoga as a freshman.
Let's go to James real quick. James, what's going on?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Right.
It's Miss Krista.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Good, I'm great, thank you.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Great.
How are you?
I'm fine as always.
Good.
And I look fine too. Now, this guy.
We just played hold on one second. We just played a parole hearing from an inmate in Louisiana who was in jail for incest, for having sex with his daughter right when he got out of prison. And the question was asking, would you parole him? They didn't parole him, by the way.
Well, he's probably going to be struck out anyway because he go to Florida. I'm sure he has a felony case down there.
Yep.
That's why they asked for him.
Yep.
So, with 2 felonies in Louisiana, then going to felony, he's a done deal. Stick a fork in it.
You mean he's never going to get out? Eventually, he's going to get out of jail. I don't think this is a lifetime situation.
No, but if you have 3 felonies with the 3-strike rules, it doesn't matter. He's got 2 felonies on him now. He goes down to Florida, and if that's a felony as well, that's 3rd strike.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Because that probably would be the 3rd felony. And I don't know. I was trying to find information about what the actual Florida case was. All I know is that there was an extradition warrant that they were going to extradite him for. It had something to do with this case. So I don't know if he took over the state lines or what. Which brings up a whole other issue of like double jeopardy of him being tried for the same crime twice. I don't know if that's it's complex.
Well, he's a sick puppy, so he needs help. And no matter how much love and Christian love you give, or even forgiveness, he has to ask for forgiveness, and he has to ask from his daughter. And if his daughter not going to forgive him, the only one he can ask for now is God. And God will forgive you. But it's still, there's only one place he's going. But my next question is for Krista.
Yes.
Krista, how come I can't find a picture of you?
You have to go to my Instagram. Just look. You can find me, Krista Garner. You'll just Google me. You'll see my picture. It's very easy.
If you go to her OnlyFans, Naked Cat Lady.
Oh, wow.
Naked Cat Lady on OnlyFans.
Naked Cat Lady.
Naked Cat Lady.
Now, are you short? Are you short, Krista?
I think I am. I've shrunk.
Does
Yeah.
somebody has a crush on you here? Is that what's going on here?
He
No,
likes
I'm
me.
just
He's my
curious
friend.
because,
Yeah.
she must sound like an attractive woman.
She's a very attractive woman.
Well, did I see? I can take your word for it.
Yeah.
I just want to see a picture of what you look like.
Just
So
Google.
then when I come over to her house.
Oh, whoa. Shots fired. Hold on now.
But James, she's attractive, but like all attractive women, she's crazy.
I am crazy. I do admit that.
I already know she's crazy. I already know that. I've heard it.
I admit it.
I've been listening to you guys about 8 or 9 months now, and I got a 10-foot pole, but still, I'm still intrigued.
You still want to touch the fire when we told you you're going to get burnt, huh?
That's what I'm telling you. People like crazy, and I embrace it.
Well,
All right.
that is our due. That is our due. We can never say no.
All right, search for Krista
That's
on
what it's
Facebook or on Instagram, okay?
Well, I don't do those things because that's too much headache.
All right, well, go. Well, I guess you're just really not motivated to see what she looks like.
I come down to the station.
All right. Well, bring a donation when you're down. Yes, Andy. Go on you. Oh yeah, go to 1580 YouTube. Go to KBLA 1580 on YouTube. There's videos of us on there.
All right.
All
you
right.
guys have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to Sean in Oakland. What's going on, Sean?
Oh, Sean.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Krista, Daniel.
And Don, you too.
Yeah, and you too. You know, I was going to add that. But see? Hey, Krista is hotter than a bandit's pistol.
You're
All
sweet,
right, let me
Sean.
tell you something.
Sean's my
Now,
friend. He's going to say anything nice.
Well, but I'm telling the truth, and that's what I always try to do. But you guys are talking about this guy that is, molested his 13-year-old at the time, and now she's older and all that.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I'm with, Don, I'm with you when you're saying, hey, I'm not Jesus, and Krista's saying he needs to do his full time, because I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that 100%. I mean, here, I have a certain thing in my mind. This is personal, so it's just my opinion, but, when it comes to molesting children or harming children, molesting and killing children, it may be a surprise. I'm actually for the death penalty in very rare situations.
See?
Yeah.
So you're for the death penalty.
I agree only in very rare circumstances. So let me give you an example. So this guy, with what you've told me, no, I'm not for the death penalty for this guy, but he needs the maximum penalty. But Scott Peterson, does that name ring a bell? That's in my area, right? And by the way, most people don't know this. I mean, he's sitting in San Quentin right now, or probably in one of the other highest. He was in San Quentin. He should be put to death, in my opinion. But guess what? That was all circumstantial evidence. There is not one physical link to him killing his pregnant wife, Lacey, and the baby. And we all know there's only one person who did it. There's only one person with a guilty conscience that tried to go to Mexico with all that money, and all the others, I'm not trying to relitigate the case, but my point is that why should he be getting 3 squares a day when we know he did that? And there are other people, who are doing the right thing every single day, struggling without money and everything else, that don't do these kinds of crimes. Now, I told you it's only in rare circumstances, because we get it wrong, and we get it wrong too often, and that's why overall I'm against it, the way we duel out, the death penalty, like in Texas. If you just are with 5 people and someone gets shot in a liquor store or something, it seems like people are getting put to death. That's not what I'm talking about. But our system does have flaws. It needs reform. But in a circumstance like Scott Peterson, and this guy, when he goes to Florida, he's a bad apple, right? I mean, he shouldn't be out there in society, in my opinion, because he's committed, these kinds of crimes. And, yes, he sounded good, Krista, but I'll tell you what he didn't say. He didn't say, oh, my God, I cannot even believe for the life of me. There wasn't that emotion, that thing deep from his soul that convinced me he would never do it again. So anyway, but that's my 2 cents on that. And, those are my biggest fears, is anybody harming my children,
Yeah. I'm with you on that, Sean. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. If he goes to Florida and is charged with incest, it's up to 5 years in prison, felony of the 3rd degree, depending on, I guess, if it's a higher degree felony, but up to 5 years in prison. So he may be in jail for an additional 5 years. I guess they don't look at it as something as severe as murder.
It's pretty darn bad. It's hard for me to understand how you could touch your child. And I think like I agree with Sean with this, and I've said this many times. When you hurt an innocent child, I do believe your punishment should be chop it off. Get that thing, chop it off, and make them at least lick it if they don't eat it.
This is coming from a Christian person over here. This is a Christian person here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't
Whatever happened to all that love thy neighbor and let ye who without sin cast the first stone?
This is Tuesday.
Oh, my bad. It's not Sunday.
That's it. You're good with
Oh my goodness. Do you have no forgiveness, right?
For people who harm especially if it's your own father, even your own mother. If your mother molests you and you are a young boy and you're damaged by it, you need to sew up her vagina so nobody can use it.
Wow.
Sew it up, because there's something wrong with people like that. It's a mental illness, obviously, but so that they can't do it again. Get rid of the good.
Yeah, I just trying to understand someone's mindset of why and how you could disassociate the paternal love that you have for a child, unless he just didn't really have that with her. I mean, he was in jail, and so maybe to him that's my daughter, but there's no level of closeness as far as like that's like my kid.
We don't know his upbringing.
Yeah,
we don't know.
True.
It starts
We
at
don't know the
home.
upbringing.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people don't see a son, a daughter, or family as being sacred. Some people don't see that as being a blessing from God.
True.
Yeah.
So we don't really know people's mind state. Right?
Yeah, and then he was in
So-
jail for 10 years before he got out and molested her. So there's a whole 10 years, and who knows what was happening during his juvenile years
Or in jail as a grown man.
As a grown man.
Yeah.
So maybe he never really, it's my daughter, but I don't know this girl at the end of the day, But
we're not condoning anything.
No.
Right? We're not
no, but
condoning anything.
it's just
We're
weird
saying,
trying to understand
Why
someone's
would you do
mindset.
that?
Why would
Yeah.
you do something like that? Because children are sacred. They're God's gift. They're the future. They're your own reproduction. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you as a parent, you want to take care and protect and nurture and help them grow so they can be productive and be good people in life. And to sit there and to take that trust that society or your children have placed inside of you from being their father, because she probably was like, my dad's home.
Yeah.
I'm 13, my dad's home, and then all of a sudden I get horror sent from hell.
I think the bigger issue is he's going to get out.
I know.
It's a huge issue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
within maybe 7 years, he might be out of jail. Maybe within 10, depending on what the Florida charges are, and if he pleads guilty to it.
So the big question is,
What do you do
What
when he
type of
gets out?
reform is going on in jail prior to him getting out?
Well, he's got his GED. He got
wow.
certified as a AC and repair guy.
Yeah.
He definitely has some support on the outside that's going to try to help integrate him back into society.
And he said he went through counseling, which he said helped him.
Yeah, I mean, counseling is
don't know.
to me, counseling, I didn't really understand in my 20s what counseling and going to see a therapist could do.
Right.
And it's one of the greatest things that I just try to spread the word about it to everybody, that everybody should be in some type of therapy session, whether it's just just once a month or once a year, or just a quick checkup or whatever, or on a continuous basis every week. I think it's a great benefit to you to have someone help you deal with things that you may not know you need, that you are dealing with, or that you need help trying to work through. And that's so. Maybe he did find some help in jail, and that he didn't know that he was not supposed to be doing these things. And he, when they talked to him earlier, they talked to him what did he learn in the classes. He talked about triggers, and he also learned about being assertive versus being aggressive, and how his actions have hurt his. Because they ask you, how do you feel that your actions have affected your victim? And he was like, I probably have damaged her beyond repair. I probably have messed up her ability to have relationships with men. And he gets teary-eyed when he starts talking about it. But the gravity of this crime is such a hard thing that I just wouldn't want to trust him around any child or anything. And he's probably going to be labeled as a sexual predator for the rest of his life also.
I was going to say the one thing I did admire was that the judge asked him, were you drinking? And
he was like, no.
he was very honest, because there's people I know that have been molested by family members, and one of my closest friends, her uncle molested her, but that whole family had drinking problems. You know what I mean? And so she would always chalk it up to, well, he was drunk. It's almost like she made an excuse for it.
Yeah.
And I mean that's I guess how she dealt with it. I that's what I'm going to assume. So I really appreciated him being honest, because he could have lied and said, yeah, I was drunk every time.
Hey, Francesca and JW, we'll get to your phone calls when we come forward. This is KBLA Talk 1580.
We may be LA's newest talk station, but when you're punching above your weight, it's not about whether you can throw a punch. Can you take a punch? We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. And we don't black down.
The Institute for Diversity Certification is all about the 3 Ds: dedication, determination, and discipline. Learn more about our globally recognized diversity certification program today by calling 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192, or visit diversitycertification.org. As the #1 organization for certified diversity professionals and also certified diversity executive credentials, diversitycertification.org will provide an opportunity for you to demonstrate dedication to the field, determination to make progress, and more discipline to your process. Go today and learn more about the diversity certification system. Call 1-800-983-6192. Again, 1-800-983-6192. Or go to diversitycertification.org. That's diversitycertification.org. The standard of excellence, equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Central Neighborhood Health Foundation is a full-service network of federally qualified health care centers that serves local communities throughout Los Angeles, Riverside, and San Bernardino counties. CNHF clinics provide low-cost to no-cost, compassionate, comprehensive, quality health care, which includes primary care services for chronic disease and diabetes management, pediatric and women's services, preventive care, vision and dental screenings, COVID-19 testing and vaccines, flu vaccines, behavioral health, HIV, and substance use services. Virtual telehealth visits are available from the comfort of your home with highly qualified physicians and medical professionals. CNHF also provides peer support specialist training and help with housing navigation. Central Neighborhood Health Foundation. Your wellness is our priority. Comprehensive care built on trust and respect. For more information, visit cnhfclinics.org or call 213-536-5815 today to locate a clinic near you.
IRS. 3 letters that strike fear into everyone, and for a good reason. The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and being in debt to the IRS can have serious consequences. Oftentimes, it begins with the IRS sending you a collection letter and then escalates. And before you know it, they're garnishing your paychecks, seizing your bank accounts. Even your home or business could be at risk. But thankfully, there's Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 most trusted tax relief firm. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their tax professionals have the expertise and experience to help you put your tax debt to rest. Call now and get your free consultation today.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Celebrate good times. Come on.
KBLA Talk 1580 is pleased to announce a can't-miss community event.
It's a celebration.
Welcome home, Mayor-elect Karen Bass.
You gotta be kidding me.
On Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., join KBLA Talk 1580 in Leimert Park at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon for this free public event as we celebrate Mayor-elect Bass's historic victory. There'll be live performances from Brian McKnight, Wapale, Club Nouveau, and more. There'll be food trucks and a diverse array of vendors, along with the attendance and participation from community leaders, elected officials, celebrities, business owners, and other notables. KBLA Talk 1580 will host Mayor-elect Bass on the main stage at 11 a.m. as we reflect on the importance of this moment and what it means for the Black community, women, and all Angelinos who believe in the limitless potential of our amazing city. We look forward to celebrating with Mayor-elect Karen Bass and you, Saturday, December 10th, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the intersection of Leimert and Vernon.
It's a celebration.
This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We gon' celebrate your party with you. Come on, come on.
We've got a lot to talk about. Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, let's go to Francesca out in Alhambra. What's going on, Francesca?
Hello, Don. Hello, guys.
Good.
I'd like to interject my opinion.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that the guy got his GED in prison.
GED, yeah.
I don't care if he got Yeah, I don't care if he got a PhD. I don't care if he's making $1 million somewhere. When you harm a child, you harm your own child. The damage that is done to that person cannot be undone. My opinion, this man should never, ever be released from prison. And I have heard more than one attorney. I like to watch the court TV shows. I've heard more than one attorney, even a defense attorney, say there is a difference between a person being mentally sick and a person being genuinely evil. And also, there's a high recidivism. They will repeat that. They will repeat it. He should not be released from prison.
Even if he's under Eiffel Watch, he's on the sex offender list, because he's probably going to be all of that.
No, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, because he has damaged that person. That person is damaged for life. A pedophile, I mean, even if it's not his own relative, but especially when it's your own relative, you will never, never forget that. That person is psychologically damaged. Till they go to the grave, they're not going to forget it. Yeah. He should never be put out of prison. And I heard someone say, maybe you said, what about don't judge and don't cast, what is the quote?
You leave with who 10 cast first stone.
Yes, well, that doesn't apply to this.
Okay.
That doesn't apply to this. No.
All right.
The guy should never, never be released.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. I appreciate it. That's interesting that she said that. Should there be some crimes that you just, like, should this be a crime that you never get out of jail for? I mean, it's such it's not physical damage, but such psychological damage.
It is.
That, I mean, there is some physical brutality here, but psychological damage that you're inflicting on an individual that they may or may not overcome throughout their lives, and and she seems, it's 10 years in and she still hasn't gotten any counseling.
Well, see, I'll tell you, as a child, I was annoyed. It was called child annoyance, which I learned the term later in life, and I'm still damaged by it. I wasn't
child annoyance.
Yeah, where this was a teenager. This was a teenage boy. He did it for many, many years, and he just liked to show me his private parts.
Oh wow.
Okay, and you imagine me as a very young child.
But this type of thing goes on with a lot of women. I didn't really know until you start talking to women that they have dealt with some type of sexual assault, either through flashing or rape or
abuse, some type of abuse, verbal or mental, right?
Yeah. It's weird that you never hear about it.
That's why we can't label women and put them in boxes either.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important that we encourage them to speak up, because women don't say much a lot of the time for fear, or just for fear of embarrassment, judgment. Are they going to get blamed? Did I do this?
Or men just not listening.
They're listening.
Right.
Yeah,
and see,
that's another big thing,
I didn't tell my mom until I was 15 because I kept having dreams about it. But this guy was a teenager, and his mother was my babysitter, but she was never home. So it was him and his sisters, and he thought it was fun to flash himself and dangle his private parts.
He would just be like, "Look here, Krista," and then flash you, and then laugh at it.
And laugh, and I'd be sleeping, and I'd wake up to his private parts like literally in my face, and he thought it was funny. That to this day still damages me. There's a lot of therapy that has not still been able to help me get over what he did, because I'm a child, and I was like, why did he do this to me? Especially because he was what I would consider the older kid, and when you're young, you look up to the older kids.
How old were you, and how old was he?
This started, I believe, when I was 6 years old. He was about 15.
Oh, he should have known.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he should have been locked up.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and he had sisters there, and I thought his sisters were my friends. They were all like in middle school,
but they were
high
like,
school.
It's just boys will be boys.
Yeah, exactly, and it was funny to them, and so it traumatized me up until this day.
Let's get to Charlene. Hi, Charlene.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Oh, just playing your song. What's going on, Charlene?
When I was a child, there are men that park in front of or near elementary schools and junior high schools and high schools, and they expose themselves.
That's still going on? Or I remember hearing stories about this when I was younger, but that's still going on?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. These guys at park, when the kids are coming out of school, maybe they get a stray child that's going late or something, and you look in the car and they got their doodad out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
no.
I still remember that. I remember that from middle school.
That happened to you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It happens to a lot of young girls, and maybe boys too. But I wanted to call because I don't think these child molesters should be let out. My brother, a man in the neighborhood got to my brother, and when he was in junior high, I don't know what happened, but this man molested my brother. And my brother, it changed the course of his life. He was engaged 3 times. He never went through with the weddings. And his fiance used to ask me, "What's wrong with your brother?" And I didn't know how to explain that he had been molested as a child. It really did change the course of his life. He wound up with AIDS and died.
Oh gosh, Charlene, hold on, because I want to hear more about this when we come forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
We don't try to be all things to all people. We just remain true to who we are. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Walker is catching up. I'm Mike Stevens. We're talking about Black Republican Herschel Walker getting much closer to Black Democrat Raphael Warnock, the incumbent, as the votes from across Georgia continue to be tabulated. Warnock jumped off to an early lead, but now with 51% of the votes counted, Herschel Walker is actually slightly ahead, with just a 1-point difference between the two black men. This went to a runoff because the general election vote was also so close. The race right now still too close to call, with again just about a 1-point difference between the men. Throughout the evening, there is the possibility the numbers could go back and forth, especially with the total so close. Herschel Walker getting more votes as they come in from small Republican communities around the state. Keep it here on the Black Information Network as the votes are counted for this very important race with far-reaching nationwide implications. I'm Mike Stevens on the Black Information Network.
Traveling on the 405 heading southbound in Hawthorne, that's just before Rosecrans. A crash involving a motorcycle has the carpool and left lane blocked. That's going to be a jammed up drive from the 105. Mid-City 10 eastbound at Fairfax. Stalled car that's stuck in the left lane causing some heavy delays from 20th Street. And some good news on the 118 heading eastbound in Mission Hills just before Sepulveda Boulevard. Earlier crash there has been moved out of lanes over to the right shoulder now. Your drive is recovering from Woodley.
Say goodbye to retaking medicine every few hours. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. That's 3 times longer relief for chest congestion and cough. Nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use it directly.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. wrapped up his 2-day visit with the Dallas Cowboys. Beckham is optimistic that he was signed with Dallas, but Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said he has no timetable on a decision. The Rams have made it official that Beckham is not returning. More details about Deion Sanders' move to Colorado. His 5-year, $29.5 million contract is the highest salary ever given to a Colorado football coach. Since Deion announced he was leaving Jackson State, several high-level recruits who had committed to Jackson State have changed their minds and are planning to enroll at Colorado. The road to Colorado is going to get busy. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. This sports report was brought to you by MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to your settlement, we're a slam dunk. Call 833-MVP-WINS or check their website at themvp.com for a free case review.
If you're the victim of a car accident, call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review.
Call on me, your MVP.
Ho, ho, ho. KBLA Talk 1580 wishes you a happy holiday and wants to bless you with one night only. A Wonder Winter's Night presented by Stevie Wonder's House Full of Toys benefits concert. Saturday, December 17th at Microsoft Theater. Download the KBLA Talk 1580.com mobile app to enter to win a pair of tickets. This has been a community call to action brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're a Los Angeles Department of Water and Power residential customer, listen to this. LADWP now offers convenient monthly billing through the new Level Pay program. Level Pay helps you budget for your utility bill with a predictable monthly amount that can also include past due balances. You'll know exactly how much you need to pay each month. Don't wait. Sign up today for Level Pay by calling 1-800-DIAL-DWP. That's 1-800-DIAL-DWP. Three-time WNBA champions, the Los Angeles Sparks, jump into their 27th season this summer with the most games ever in league history. Every seat in crypto is an incredible ticket into an experience of world-class professional basketball, jam-packed with in-game entertainment. Now is the time to get ahead of the holidays. Don't be the person grabbing a gas station gift card. Impress your fam and friends with an unforgettable experience. Secure your seats now at lasparks.com/tickets.
California has millions of homes that could be damaged in a strong earthquake, and earthquakes are inevitable in the Golden State. An older home is especially vulnerable to earthquake damage, so you may need to take steps to strengthen it and help reduce the chance of damage. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com to learn about better protecting your home from earthquake damage. The work may cost less than you think and can often be completed in a few days. You've worked hard to get a home. Now's the time to protect it. Get prepared today so you can worry less tomorrow. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com.
Over 100 million people around the world have felt the thrill of Broadway's most spectacular musical, Disney's The Lion King. And now you can too. Experience this breathtaking theatrical event and see why the New York Times declares there is simply nothing else like it.
Give the gift that roars at the Pantages Theater, February 2nd through March 26th. Visit BroadwayInHollywood.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
The thrill of victory. The thrill of victory. Thrill of victory. Yeah, man.
KBLA Talk 1580 wishes to congratulate Mayor-elect Karen Bass on her historic win as the first woman and only second African-American to serve as chief executive of the city of Los Angeles.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Bass, and welcome back to unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show, and this is my very first interview, and I am proud that it's here.
We are proud to have you here. What do you want to say to the listeners of KBLA Talk 1580?
I want to say thank you from just, I'm just full of the love that I felt every place I went in the community, and I just want the listeners to know that I promise you I won't disappoint you. I will be accessible. I will never forget where I'm from, and understand that is my primary motivation.
Congratulations, Mayor-elect Karen Bass, holding all leaders accountable to you.
No matter who you voted for, no matter who you are or where you live, I will be a mayor for you.
We're KBLA Talk 1580. Talk 1580. Talk 1580. And we don't black down. We've got a lot to talk about. This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
Let's get back to Charlene. Charlene was talking about, we've been, talking about this Louisiana Parole Board hearing a case for an individual who slept with his 13-year-old daughter and whether or not he should get parole. And we're just trying to figure out, getting people's take on it. Should this guy get paroled? They denied his parole. And we're talking about, the psychological effects of sexual abuse when it comes to, young kids and how you kind of live with it. And you were saying your brother was abused at a very young age and led to him 3 marriages, you said?
Yeah, he was engaged 3 times.
3 times?
And 3 times. He never went through with the weddings. It was a very traumatic thing, but I think that these people suffer from some kind of mental psychological disorder. And even if they do get prison time, eventually when they get out, that impulse, or whatever it is, takes over them, and they might want to do it again. Did you hear about that young little 7-year-old that was on her porch, and this FedEx driver saw her and grabbed her and kidnapped her?
Yeah, she wound up dead, right?
Huh?
She wound up dead, right? They found her dead, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she was dead. They found her dead. And this guy, he had I don't know how long ago he had done something similar to someone else, a little older. But the fact that he had that impulse to grab this little girl and kill her, kidnap her, and then kill her, I think that these people, they can't. I don't think they can control themselves. Maybe for a couple of years, or years, 10 years, 15 years, and then you hear about them going back out and look at Dahmer. He killed somebody at 18 years old, a jogger, and nobody found out about it. And he went on to become his thing just morphed. He just kept going until it got worse and worse and worse. As you see, he killed a lot of people. But when he was 18 years old, he was driving and he saw this. You see this jogger every day, 18-year-old jogger, and I don't know how he got the guy in the car or what happened, but he killed that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think they have impulses that they cannot control. I'm just. They should not be let out of prison. I agree with the last caller. They should not be let out of prison. They have a disorder. They don't know when it's going to take them over. It's like a serial killer. He goes out and he gets his impulse. He's going to stab somebody in the back.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad I don't live in New York right now because it's crazy.
It's crazy.
But, yeah. Yeah, so I don't, I still cry about my brother because, I don't know. He must have bullied my brother into silence because my brother never told me till he was an adult what happened to him, and it changed the course of his life. It complete.
Oh, we lost Charlene. Oh, there we go. What did you say? Charlene? You said complete what?
It changed his life completely. Yeah. It completely changed his life. He went in another direction completely. And because of this man, this neighbor guy,
yeah.
I don't know who he was. My brother was even when he was an adult, he was even afraid to tell me the man's name because I was going to go after him. But my brother was so scared. He never wouldn't give me the man's name.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, wow, this man. Look what he did to my brother. That happened when he was a kid, and he's afraid as an adult to give me this man's name.
Yeah, because he probably does. It's probably embarrassment. It's probably shame. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like it's in the past. Well, let's not bring it back up.
Yeah, it was part of that. But
all right, I think we're losing Charlene. Let's go to JW in LA. Sorry, Charlene. Real quick, go ahead, JW.
Hey, yeah, okay. This is my point of view right here. First of all, I really sincerely believe that man was really honest and he was regretful because who would say they would want to stay an extra 2 years in the penitentiary just so they can give their daughter a chance to be able to heal and get some type of therapy? And what raises my question makes me curious is why she never got some type of therapy initially when circumstances first took place.
It's very interesting. Her mother's dead, and then her father molested her, so I don't know if there's any other family, but you would have thought maybe the prosecutor's office could have helped her. The assistant DA, who was advocating for her in opposition to him being released due to the severity of the crime, would have maybe helped her get in some, or at least got her in some victim advocate type situation,
Right. Child social services, the school, a neighbor or whatever, another relative, a family member or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed like she should have communicated that in some type of way, form, or manner where they recognize the signs or something if she didn't say it outright and got help sooner. But anyway, moving along, when he made that comment about staying in 2 more extra years, and he did say he was sorry, but he had said, I can't speak to her directly because I guess she was on a video call or whatever.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it's probably a no-contact order there where he can't really talk to her.
Okay, well, I thought she was already in the court because I heard her voice.
No, she was on the call, but I don't think he can have any contact with her. That's why he said. That's why he was speaking to the board or directing his comments toward the board.
Right. Of course, I understand. I comprehend. I assumed it was some type of video call or could have been a phone call. But the point is, I'm just saying that he genuinely said, "Nah, I don't need to be out. I'd rather do 2 extra years." And that's what really convinced me, because who wants to do 2 more extra years in the penitentiary? on that type of circumstances, unless they have contrite, shame, guilt, they really changed their lives and converted and came to their common sense, and he matured and grew up and developed and realized his faults and his wrongs, to say something like that.
Yeah.
Because he said, I would rather do that just so she can be healed. Okay, so that's one point. As well as, I really feel that I know only Jesus can forgive. Us human beings, we're finite, and we don't have mercy. Because most people say...
I think we lost JW also. JW, didn't we have phone problems with JW's phone? All right, we're going to let JW go. All right, we got you, man. You know, we want Krista to forgive.
I agree with him. I mean, a lot of it sounded sincere. It really did. But at the same time, I still would have more questions. I agree. Why didn't she go to counseling? I mean, we can't shame the victim either, because some people are just not ready. They're not ready to face what happened. But he did sound sincere. That's that's why this one specifically is hard for me personally.
Yeah.
But I still think 2 more years. You have 2 years. I say, just to be safe, finish your 2 years.
Would you parole him if they chopped his junk off?
Oh, definitely. Once you chop it off, yeah, all bets are off. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay, I was just wondering if that, so it's just chop it off.
Chop it off. And maybe these molesters wouldn't molest if you said we're chopping it off. If you're found guilty, it's going away.
Would you pay for his medical care
No.
if he chopped it off?
No.
So
I
he has
wouldn't.
to chop it off and pay for his own medical care.
Hey, that's a
afterward.
great idea. Make him pay for his own medical care after it's chopped off. Why should we pay for it?
All right.
You're the one that did it.
All right. Well, I just want to know where the line was at. That's all. I'm just trying to figure out. All right. More of this conversation when we come forward. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
3 Bay Area counties have black women chief prosecutors. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Civil rights attorney Pamela Price made history when she was elected Alameda County's first African-American district attorney. Price joins 2 other black women, Contra Costa County DA Diana Becton and San Francisco DA Brooke Jenkins, holding the same office in their Bay Area counties. Price is the 5th black woman to be elected district attorney in California. Former DAs on the list are Vice President Kamala Harris, who was San Francisco's DA from 2004 to 2010, and Jackie Lacey, who was Los Angeles County's DA for 2 terms from 2012 to 2020. KBLA listeners, what are your thoughts on these offices being held by black women? Let us know on all social media platforms at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net. And together, we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
Leaving things half done? Not a good option. Like a half-baked peach cobbler.
A gummy crust? I don't think so.
A half-done hairdo.
All done.
Shouldn't the curls be on both sides?
Or a half of a domino.
Bam! Big 6!
But where's the other half? Don't go halfway, especially with your immunity to COVID-19. Keep everyone safer this season by staying up to date with your vaccines and boosters. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find one near you. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
This winter, spread joy, not germs. As soon as you feel symptoms, test it, treat it. You can beat it. COVID medications like the Paxlovid pill can help you test negative sooner. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to find treatment today. Again, that's 833-422-4255. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
The Los Angeles Urban League helps African American and others in underserved communities achieve true social parity, economic self-reliance, and civil rights. For over 100 years, Los Angeles Urban League has ensured our communities have access to careers with living wages, opportunities to start and grow businesses, and clear pathways to personal and professional growth. Programs like BizCamp, Construction Career Academy, Bob Business Ready, and B-Warp. The Black Wealth Attainment and Retention Program are examples of the ongoing events designed to make our centennial mission to rebuild Black Wall Street right here in LA a reality. To sign up for our newsletter or to support the Los Angeles Urban League with your time, talent, and donations, visit laul.org. That's laul.org. The Los Angeles Urban League is a proud sponsor of Urban Family Focus, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. I'm here with Lisa Stevens, Senior Business Consultant with Chase for Business. Lisa, what's one tip you'd give to business owners here in the Crenshaw area?
I love that you asked that question. I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I grew up in an area that's very similar to Crenshaw. So this is near and dear to my heart. And if I could only leave a business owner with just one, I would tell the business owner to identify their why. And I think that is so important because your why is going to be that strength on those days where you feel like you're struggling. Your why is going to be that stepping stone. Those days that you want to give up, your why is going to be the reason that you get back up.
And how would you advise business owners looking to acquire capital? What do they need to know before stepping inside the branch to ask for funding?
So 3 things. I do want to share this when it comes to the power of capital and just finding those resources. Understand that capital is a 3-part of a business, right? It's not always about the monetary piece, but if you first put that intellectual, right? What do I need to know? That social, who I need to know? That will help you to then package for that monetary piece. So no matter who you're banking with, you should know your banker. Never walk into a bank and you're transactional only.
It's just like Lisa to drop gems. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
We knew you'd stick around. This is LA's home for progressive talk radio. Welcome back to KBLA Talk 1580.
Now it's like, take the bus. What? Okay, JW's back. He just wants to ask you one question before we get out of here. Yes, JW.
Well, yeah, let me turn my radio down so I won't get no feedback.
Yes.
I wanted to ask Krista a question, but actually I wanted to set off air because I didn't want no copycat repeat situation.
Well, you got what you got. Now go ahead and say it. What you want to say?
Okay, anyway, I had some bizarre happen at my next door neighbor's house. It was a cat head cut off clean.
Yeah.
And
a cat head cut off?
I've seen that.
Yeah, and I thought that was strange. And between you, my attendant had brought it to my attention and told me to come outside and look and said, man, that's real demonic. And I said, wow. And I just assumed it was a dog that probably tore the head off. You know how dogs can tear a cat apart. And I thought it would be some rugged edges. But when I bumped the head, it was a clean cut. And so I wanted to ask her, was she familiar with any type of other situations like that occurring, you know, in various areas or something like that? Since the coming with cats and maybe communicate with other cat owners that maybe had something like that
Yes,
take place.
100%. That happened to my mom, and I thought it was a coyote, but it was a clean cut, and it was thrown on her lawn, and we thought somebody's trying to do witchcraft. That's what we thought. We thought this was a sign to her. We did not know it happened one time, and because it was clean, we just thought that we thought she was targeted. So we just kind of hung out low, because that's real weird when somebody does that. People do demonic activities like that.
Right. I thought it was a practical joke or something like that adolescent or kid would do, some silly, stupid stuff, and they think it's fun. But my friend was saying, that's demonic and strange, but I've never heard of a cat, maybe a chicken or something like that,
Oh, they do it with chickens too. Chickens and doves. Yep.
All right.
Okay, I would assume a chicken, voodoo and all that.
JW, I gotta go. I got this cat in the studio I gotta get rid of.
I'm sorry, JW. Be careful.
All right, thank you, JW.
Hey, don't chop off your head. Don't chop off the head.
I'm gonna try not to, JW. Thank you so much. JW goes on these rants for a long time.
It's great. Love it.
Yeah, who would chop off a cat's head?
I don't know. We really thought it was a coyote, but it was such a clean cut that it was definitely very specific and definitely geared towards my mom. The placement of it on her lawn was very strategic. So we just chalked it up to witchcraft. Right. Somebody trying to, scare us.
Tomorrow we get into the story that Tiffany Haddish is going to be opening up a grocery store here in Los Angeles. Good for Tiffany Haddish. Yes. I ain't mad at her. You know what I'm saying? Can I invest? Let me put $20 in that or something like that. Come on. All right, don't forget that's community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. If you'd like to become a vendor for our Welcome Home Mayor-elect Karen Bass event in historic Leimert Park, Saturday, December 10th, email us, info@smileyAudiomedia.com. That will get you all the details that you need. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com, info@smileyAudiomedia.com. Get you all the info you need on how to join us as a vendor at our Welcome Home Mayor-elect Karen Bass event, Saturday, December 10th in Leimert Park. It's a community call to action. You think she's going to be good for business?
Hey, if you serve the people, I think it'll work.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope.
Yes.
I really hope that she gets in there and looks at lowering the costs of barriers. Just start businesses, keep your businesses going,
fresh
expand,
produce, fresh food.
Get rid of a lot of the red tape. When you're dealing with the city, like why is it the cost of entry into the city to do business is like expensive? Why is it so expensive to just to get permits and people to come out and check your business out? It's just like what is up with that?
But more so importantly, Don, serve the underserved for things that we don't have, right?
Yeah.
But we can't just be thirsty and needy. If you're going to come to our community with goods and services, make sure you come correct, regardless of who you are.
Come in.
Because all skin folk.
Ain't kin folk.
Really.
And listen, come and employ our people. Who need a job. You know what I'm saying? Who want and each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? You got the game from somebody. You pass it along.
Pass it forward. Reciprocate.
Reciprocate. Come on now. Let's make this bread to money. The bread together. I saw a video and they were talking about Jewish people and he said when there's one Jewish person making money, there's 5 other Jewish people making money. Now this is a Jewish person talking about this. He said just because Jewish people like to make money together. And I think we need to kind of get in the business of that in our communities of let's make money together. Let's help each other out. Let's pull resources, ideas, that intellectual capital that we can all share and spread. And
it starts at home.
It starts at home.
Build your collective culture. Your
circle.
Collective culture.
Yes, absolutely. All right, the voice of reason on his way in. Yes, another hot topic alert. Here we go. Another hot topic alert. The Passport Bros Part 2. The Passport Bros Part 2. All right, so listen. Are black men opting out of relationships with black women over their feminist beliefs and general lack of respect? I think some young boys are, not men. Some young boys are. Are black men tired of black women's adherence to feminist beliefs? Some young boys are. And then maybe some black men are. That feminist belief might not, coincide with my soul, my spirit. Has black women adherence to feminist beliefs lessened the respect black women should have for black men? Ooh. Ooh. And who are the Passport Pookies?
Passport Pookie.
What is a passport? What is a Passport Pookie? Are these the guys that go down and they pay to play? Is that what a passport pookie is?
Or is it the women? Pookie isn't. I don't know.
I don't know. That Pookie's a guy's name.
Is it?
That's
okay,
a hood.
yeah.
That's a hood
name.
Okay. You know, Pookie and them. New Jack City.
Oh, that's right.
Is it easy to do business as an African American man in other countries? I don't know. Maybe. It might be. And as the rise of passport bros come from the lack of respect coming from black American women. I don't know. You know, it's a communication thing. I don't think all black American women disrespect black American men. And vice versa. I think that there are some segments of it. You know, I've never lost my affection for black women at all. I've been treated bad. I've been beat. I've been slandered, but I still love you guys. I just love torture. Has the ongoing gender war between black men and women caused the escalation of the passport bros? I think immaturity might have caused, and then also maybe a fantasy looking for a traditional marriage that is fading away. You know, I mean, you gotta listen. Just because you cannot recognize that the world is moving forward and things are changing, and you have to kind of change with it. You can't get stuck in the past. And is the passport bros movement for men an escape from self-work? Ooh, for some, I do believe it is. We're Don Amiche versus everybody. Krista, Daniel. This week we're here Monday through Friday from 4 to 7. The Voice of Reason coming up next on your KBLA Talk 1580. Bye.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Schools in one North Carolina county will remain closed through Thursday due to a widespread power outage that's believed to have been caused by a targeted attack. The polls are closed for Georgia's Senate runoff election between Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker, while Democratic